What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is a new year, and much like many of my other videos, we're going to be going through some pretty big haul today because, as you can see, I've got a ton of stuff behind me that I still need to process. I've moved a giant pile over here to my right that we're going to go through this episode. It is not sponsored by, but I wore my fancy Alpha investment shirt because all but one of these packages are actually the stuff that I ordered from Rudy. You've probably seen some other crazy orders in the previous weeks, but I'm still playing catch up for my Cyber Monday through the end of the year hauls, and there's a lot of stuff here that I want to share with all of you. Now, if you happen to be new here and this is your first video, first off, hi and welcome to the channel. My name's Dave. Second off, usually on this channel, I cover Lego investing, a Bricklink store, and it used to be kind of called general resale, but I kind of tweaked that into general investments, which is really what today's video is going to be about. We're going to be going through some collectible card games that I have purchased, different sealed products, things along those lines, and sharing those with you. So it's not going to be Lego focused today. It's going to be something a little different. There's one box that I actually don't know what's in it because I don't remember. Long back-ordered item. Again, we'll get to it. But I hope you find this video entertaining. And if you did, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up, a like, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to go back and peruse some of the last year's catalog of videos. There's a lot of great information there, specifically if you're looking for Lego investment stuff, and if you just want to have some fun and see some of the crazy things that I purchase, as well as what I'm investing in. These videos are a great place for you to capture that information. So, as I mentioned, today we're going to be going through these boxes, specifically so that I can get these things, A, verified that I got what it is that I ordered, and B, so that then I can move them to the back long-term storage area and kind of get them out of my way. You can see I've got a big mess of sets over in this area, and it goes over there, and now it goes over here. Oh, you can actually see that. Sneak peek into a future video here. Some crazy Meyer clearance. Whoa! But that's not what today's about. Today is about my Alpha investment stuff, and this happens to be a shirt. You may have seen it. Oh, no, maybe you can't see it. It's up top here. Let me show you. Alpha Investments, Money Machine Go Burr, and just a really cool channel. If you haven't checked it out, go check them out. I find them super entertaining because I grew up with collectible card games, specifically Magic the Gathering and a little bit of the World of Warcraft trading card game. I didn't get into many other ones back in the day. I know there's some others that were out there, but he has a phenomenal YouTube channel where he shares a ton of information, has kind of told his story over time, and much like what I've been doing in Lego, he did 5, 6, 10, whatever years ago at this point, with Magic the Gathering and other collectible card games. And so I wanted to relive a little bit of that childhood experience and get some Magic the Gathering and other card games as well, as a way to diversify some of the investments that I'm holding. And so today, that's what we're going to go through. And to start with, we're going to go ahead and open this box. There are a couple boxes that I got here that I'm not going to open. And the reason for that is it has to do with sealed product and the different stages of it. So, for instance, you can have a sealed pack of cards, right? Now, there's hundreds of thousands and probably millions of some sets, packs of cards that are sealed. And therefore, the rarity of that particular pack is going to be a little lower. Now, you can also get boxes of cards, which are going to be slightly more rare because that box in a sealed state contains multiple packs, which means someone's putting a larger investment up front to purchase something, and if you keep it sealed, right, over time, people buy those and split them open, which means it continues to go down in supply. Even larger than a box is a case, and that's typically what I get from Rudy's stuff. Most of the time, he sells stuff by the case, which is even a larger set of that case contains multiple boxes within it, and therefore keeping the case in a sealed case quality or sealed case item is one step even more rare than the boosters. Most of the time, honestly, it doesn't necessarily equate to additional value. Now, with some products it does, and I will share a little bit about that actually in this video because of one of them that I bought. But we are starting off this episode by opening this and getting into some Pokemon. So I purchased, he had a deal, and I'm going to do my best to remember the pricing on this stuff. But honestly, I don't remember most of them. I do pay, I think I'm a $15 a month tier or $10 a month. I forget exactly where it is. Patreon member of Rudy, and that's what opens up the door to allow me to purchase a lot of this stuff from him. And so here we've got one booster box and two booster boxes of Pokemon Sword and Shield Fusion Strike, one of the newer sets that released. So that's really all this is. Two of these. I want to say that I paid about $190, somewhere in that ballpark. Might have been $199 even for the box of two, which puts me at around a $90-ish marker. Might have been $180. Anyway, somewhere in that ballpark. About $90, therefore, per box, which I think is a pretty great deal. That's really, really close to distributor pricing. He recently shared that depending on your level of purchase from a distributor, these kind of boxes could range anywhere from around $81 to $89. And the fact that this was shipped to me and I didn't have any additional taxes on top of that means that at $89 or $90 thereabouts, that's a really good deal for me. So that's the first box. So we're started off with some Pokemon. Next we're going to get into here is going to be Metazoo. Now this is one that came from a sale that Rudy had where I think he entitled it Rudy's Remains. And part of me, honestly, wanted to, I need to be a little cautious with this box. I wanted to get a second one of these, but the price was just a little bit too high for me. And it is Metazoo, which you've seen. However, this is the Cryptid Nation first edition limited printing. So this is a first edition box of Metazoo, and market value for this seems to be fluctuating right now somewhere between $850 and $1,000 a box. I ended up purchasing this one for $855 after, again, shipping taxes, everything out the door. So $855, I got me a box of Metazoo First Edition. This is going to go with my Metazoo Nightfall First Edition purchases that I've done. I wasn't actually thinking I was going to be able to get a Cryptid Nations First Edition printed box, but the opportunity arose, and so I ended up jumping on that. I do not foresee myself ever opening these. These are purely going to be something that sit around here until the price gets to a point in which I am okay moving them. In an ideal world, that'll be somewhere between $2,000 to $4,000 per box. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Metazoo continues to perform very well. It's been a pretty hot product to date. Normally, I don't purchase things much above what would be considered an MSRP. This one I made an exception for. A little bit heavier of a gamble, but again, because the value is still technically there right now, I wanted to give it a swing. I wanted to get in there and see what I could do. Again, I am putting some investments into Metazoo on some of the later stuff coming out, and so having something that comes from the older era, I thought would be a really wise investment decision. All right, next on the docket is this, which I can show you the side, I believe, which is a little bit damaged. You can actually see a little bit of product in there. But this is, as I was mentioning, the sealed cases that I really don't want to open. This is a case of Commander's Legends booster set. Are these the set ones? I think these are the sets. They're boosters. I don't remember whether these were the set boosters or the draft boosters. Anyways, Commander's Legends, I've got a case which is 6 boxes of them, and I want to say I paid $600 for this case, which is about $100 a box. Current market value, at least as of the recording of this video, is around $120 per box, which already gives me kind of a 20% ROI just making the purchase, assuming I could sell them locally and don't have any fees associated with that. But the Commander Legend product is something that a lot of people are hyping up a lot. They were talking about the this one being something really, really hot, high demand product that they expect to go pretty high in the future. Much like Modern Horizon 2, which is another one that has a really high demand as well. I do have some of those stored away. I think we've probably reviewed that in a previous video as well. But we do have one case of the Commander Legends booster boxes. Again, I don't remember whether they're set in draft, but that's that. Let's go ahead and jump over to... We'll do one more that I'm going to keep sealed. And that is this... Which, does it say anything? Okay, here we go. We have the English version of Theros Beyond Death pre-sale or pre-release kits. And so in this box is 18 pre-release packs for Theros Beyond Death, a Magic the Gathering product. I'm going to go off the top of my head, and I'm pretty sure that each of the pre-release kits contains 6 booster packs, a special limited edition 20-sided die, and a promo card or series of promo cards. This is a really hot one to keep sealed. You can see the seal did start to break down a little bit just from shipping, but the rest of it is actually sealed. And you can tell on these products that they do have a stock seal on them, and that's what you're really going to look for if you care about getting sealed cases of things. And that's where this... stop if it's broken, check everything over beforehand, but this seal is intact, and this particular product, the Theros pre-release kit, again, 6 packs, the dice, special dice, and promo card. The reason why people talk about sometimes the sealed cases having more value than sealed booster boxes, or the sealed kit in this case, is that apparently in this box, or in this case, there are, I believe, guaranteed to be 2 special mythic promos. And I could have this information wrong, but just play along with me if I have it wrong as it relates to this specific product. The example is still going to be meaningful and something you can relate to and apply. So, in the case that you have a case that has some guaranteed distribution in it, in this case, what I believe to be 2 mythic promo cards in here, what some people will do is crack the box, and either they will know the location of where the booster box or pre-release kit is in there that has the mythic, or they'll start opening until they get to the point that they've obtained both of the mythics from it, and then the remaining boxes they know don't have nearly as much value, and so they'll sell those, which means if you're on the open market purchasing a pre-release kit that doesn't come from a case, there is a high chance that it came from or maybe not a high chance, there is a chance at least that it came from a case in which the mythics have already been pulled, which kind of reduces your odds overall of getting the cards that you might really want. And so this is one that keeping the entire case sealed and possibly selling it as a case later will have more value. I'm trying to remember, I want to say I paid $24 per, let's call it $25 for ease of math here, which means this was about a $450, $500 purchase for the entire case, which has 18 of the pre-release kits. As of the recording of this, it was pretty much market value. The pre-release kits go for somewhere between $25 and $30 per kit, but I have a case of that. It's a fairly new product still, so I don't think it's hit a retired state. And as with all of our investments here, that's really where the collectible game starts to end up seeing the increase. And that's what we're going to do, is we're going to sit on this until after it's gone and retired. And that's when we're going to be able to monitor the price to determine when we're going to make our move. Next up, we have a box that, honestly, I don't know what's in here. So most of the time, he labels the front of them so that you get an idea for what's contained within it, and probably helps keeps helps them keep track of what it is that they're shipping. This one doesn't have that label on the front. So, okay. All right, so this is my Tales of Aria. This is the unlimited one. So previously, I shared with you where I made a purchase of the Tales of Aria first edition printing. It came with some special promo cards. It came with the special mat. This one is the unlimited version, which is really interesting because it trailed the first edition, not by very much time. So in this particular case, we get 1, 2, and we've got 3. And lastly, we have 4 of the Tales of Aria booster boxes. In addition, we have what they call Blitz decks. So we have the Lexi, we have the Oldheim, and we have one more, all sealed here. We have Briar. So I'm pretty sure that for the Tales of Aria, this is the complete set of Blitz decks. We have the 4 booster boxes, and we have a singular, I don't know if this is a cold foil, rainbow foil, normal, whatever the case is, but we have a Strength of Sequoia. Special, I'm going to call it a promo card. There is something unique about it. I don't remember what it is, LGS 078. So I think that means that it is an LGS local game store supplied card, not just exclusive to Rudy in this case. However, it does look pretty neat. The foiling on there is pretty cool. You can maybe see it. Yeah, you get a little bit there. So you get some really cool artwork in these Flesh and Blood cards. This one's going to go with my other promo cards, the Lightning ones from my previous purchase, which I think was the Tales of Aria. Blitz decks, apparently these things have around $30 of value each, is what I recall. I don't remember what I paid for this. I want to say it was like $250 for the entire thing. Yeah, I could have that number wrong. I think it was around $250 though. I want to say these things had about $60 of value a piece, and then these with around a $30, and I don't remember if that was each or total. Regardless, these things were less about getting them because of the value now, more about getting them because of the value that they could be. This is an interesting product, as I was kind of mentioning there, where people are saying that it's possible that the unlimited for Tales of Aria may actually end up being more rare, depending on when they end up retiring it, than the first edition printing. Because at the time the first edition printing came out, there was kind of like a little bit of a bear market going on, where people were kind of trying to back away, and the price kept dropping, and people were canceling their pre-orders, which stuck a lot of game stores with larger amounts of these things than they had intended. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. I ended up, I guess, betting on both sides, red and black maybe, where I have the unlimited. I do also have a few. I think I ended up getting 2 cases worth of the first edition printings as well. Let's go ahead. We will save this package for last. That one's the, I'm going to call it the stranger one, I suppose. Here we have a box. It says Metazoo, however, this one's not Metazoo. This is a product that normally I wouldn't be opening, per se, because sealed case stuff. I'm going to guess that inside of here will be 2 sealed cases in this situation. It should be some additional Flesh and Blood product. Let's see what we have. So I believe I've shared this with you once before, but we have Flesh and Blood Welcome to Wraith Unlimited Booster Case, which contains 4 boxes. I believe these ones were right around that $280, maybe $300 price range, which means I paid probably somewhere in the $60 to $80 per box. Again, I don't remember. I do have a second case of these. This takes me up to a total of 4 cases of Flesh and Blood Welcome to Wraith, Wrath, however you say that, which is a retired product at this point. The print run of the Welcome to Wrath Unlimited is done, and therefore the supply that's out there is the supply that's out there. So these are hopefully going to start their upward ascension, but for right now, they're going to sit on a shelf so that we can start building that value. All right, we've got 2 boxes left. This one, I'm trying to think, am I going to open this? maybe I will open this because it's hard to tell that it's sealed even here. What I have is a welcome to, or not a welcome to. The last one was a welcome to. This is a Weiss Schwarz Ruby product. And I kind of want to see this. I feel like I should keep this one sealed for now. So we are just going to review the side of it. Maybe what I'll do in this instance is I'll throw a picture of the product at least on the screen. Maybe I'll go back and do that with the other couple boxes where I did not open them as well. So here we have a case, which is 16 boxes of the Ruby Weiss product, or Weeb. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. It looks like Weiss to me. So in here are the 16 boxes, and specifically, I want to say this one might have been a pre-order or at least a brand new release. What got me excited about this is Ruby. So Achievement Hunters, another channel that I used to watch way back in the day, actually, on YouTube. Their company, which I forget the name of the company at this point. It might have been Achievement Hunters as the company. Anyway, their company started an animation called Ruby that actually took off and has run very well. It's a really popular anime. And so this Weiss product being themed around a popular anime, I think that's where you're going to see a lot of value, because fans of the Ruby product may have an interest in purchasing these, even if they don't care about the card game. And so I think that's going to maintain the value or help the value increase. You kind of get a double dip there. Fans of the Weiss product, assuming that this is a decent card set, will be interested in it, as well as fans of the anime will also end up purchasing some of these later on. I want to say this one was about $1,000, somewhere in that ballpark. Again, it's 16 boxes. I think that brought the price into like that $60 range per box inside of there, I believe, which is a pretty good price for a brand new product. Again, I think this one was just released. I don't see a copyright date on here jumping out at me, which means we'll probably have to sit on this box for a while, but we're going to keep it sealed case. Hopefully the pictures of the product, which I probably should have been doing for a while, are at least enough to give you a good sense for what it is that I purchased inside of there. And with that, we are to our last box, which is entirely different. Not sponsored by Rudy, however, doesn't really go with the Lego stuff, I would assume, because this is another one of my Entertainment Earth purchases. So a long time ago, I got set up as a distributor with Entertainment Earth. And so I am a part of their EED network, or whatever they call that. And I placed a bunch of pre-orders. I've opened most of those that I've received at this point on the channel. A lot of them, I think even all of them, have been Funko Pops at this point. That may be what's in here. It might not be. I honestly don't know. So let's see what we got. And it looks like we do have more Funko Pops. Here we've got a carton of the Avengers Endgame I Am Iron Man. And we have 2 of them, which means I ordered a total of 6 of these cases. Now, in this particular instance, this is one where I am not going to keep these cases sealed, even though that does maybe create some higher demand later. That would be interesting to look into. I don't see often cases of retired Funkos for sale. I may have to do some research before I open future ones, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to open these and see if we got any of what most people go after, which are the chase figures. So with this product, I'm pretty confident that the I Am Iron Man is a really cool Funko Pop. I actually really like it. But what we're looking for is the variant version of it. They call it a chase figure, where and it's sometimes one per case, one per box. Sometimes it's completely random. Let's see what we got. I want to say this one, the chase figure might have been a glow-in-the-dark version, which, if so, I may have already pulled it. Or maybe there's no chase and all of these are the same. But here we have the Iron Man, I Am Iron Man, glows in the dark, PX Previews exclusive. This is the product that we've purchased, and it looks like there's probably no variant, because this one is also glow in the dark, and this one is also glow in the dark. So we have 3 of the Iron Man pop number 580, all of which are a glow in the dark variant, or not variant, but glow in the dark version of this. which might be what makes it the PX exclusive. I'm not sure. PX stands for Previews, which I believe is kind of like the big distribution house that orders most of these and distributes them to all the second-tier distributors, which I believe is what Entertainment Earth is. After I get this box open, I will do a real quick assessment. I apologize, this video is running a little longer than I had anticipated, but we will do another assessment. Here we've got another one, all the same so far. Yet another. And lastly, we have the same thing. So no special chases, at least that I'm aware of, or maybe I just didn't get lucky enough to get them. Not really sure. What I will do is I will look up this figure, though, and see what it's currently going for on Amazon and report back kind of roughly what that difference is. I don't believe I can share with you the price that I paid for it. I do have two different prices, though. I have the price I paid for the items and then the price I paid for shipping, which is the biggest gripe that I have with Entertainment Earth, is they won't hold your stuff to do a larger shipment together. And it was pretty costly just to ship these 6 figures. All right, so I just looked up the information, and the shipping charge on that box for those 6 figures was around $16, which means almost an additional $3 per figure of value. I think it's about $2.50. But anyways, between that and the amount that I spent on it, this particular one actually has a little bit of value. This one, I would say, was worth my purchase. This particular Funko Pop is going anywhere between what appears to be the low-end 20, the high-end 30, and even if you called it an average of around $25, that means even after my shipping, I have the potential to get somewhere around a $10 value per Funko Pop, which is a really good value on that one. I'm actually pretty excited about that. The first, I believe, Funko Pop that I've actually been excited about, I think there was value in one more, but I don't think it was quite that high. Again, just like all the other collectibles, though, it's really about taking these things, throwing them on the shelf. The Funko Pop line is one that I'm not as confident in long term. I feel like the Funko Pops are more closely in line with the old Beanie Baby craze. I think they've been massively overproduced in a lot of cases, which means even though you might get some of the rare ones, it is very possible that the value might completely fall out of the market. Luckily, there's a lot of people interested in these, and they are a fun collectible. Probably reach a little bit more of an adult audience than the Beanie Babies did, but I guess we will see what comes in the years ahead. And that's all we got for today. I have finally gone through all these other investments or other collectibles. I don't believe I have anything else along those lines. Massive amounts of Lego sets still that I got to go through and share with all of you. But for right now, we're going to call this video a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Go ahead and leave me a comment in the section below. Let me know what you think my most valuable investment purchase was in this video and what kind of investments you've been making in the collectible world. Bye, everybody.